In January, getting laid off from a job that I loved and spent the past 6 years at prompted me to assess my life and dedicate more time to art. 6 months later, I'm excited to share with you the launch of my own stationery business. Okay, friends, today is officially the day before launch, and I actually don't have too many things to do today, which is crazy because just a couple of weeks ago I felt like I was so far behind, and I talked about this already, but I truly have just the most basic things that I need to work on today when it comes to launching Sunday Paper House. I cannot believe we've made it here. It's crazy. But I'm looking at my to-do list from the side over here, and I will take you along this video. I'm essentially just going to take you along the day before launch and also take you along like the hours leading up to launch until we actually hit live. So it's just going to be little random clips and tidbits throughout the next, I guess, 24 hours where I'm doing anything that pertains to launching Sunday Paper House and just sharing with you how that goes. I don't imagine it to be like too crazy because like I said, I don't have too much to work on today actually, but I will try to share as much as I possibly can with you. If you hear me scratching, I just got a new tattoo for Friday the 13th. I got it on like the flash sale, and the bandage that was over it was definitely giving me an allergic reaction, and the whole thing is itchy. I know tattoos, when they heal, they're itchy, but like I don't know if you can see the redness around the actual tattoo. It was from the bandage. I took it out, but it's still itchy. Anyway, what I am working on this morning, by the way, I have a very long weekend, so I am spending the next few days truly 100% dedicated to Sunday Paper House, which is really nice for the launch. I don't have to worry about my 9 to 5 necessarily because I am off for the very long weekend. So I am working on testing. Testing is the name of the game today. I am testing our emails to ensure that our emails will actually go through once we go live, because I want to send out some emails to those who have put their email in when you go to sundaypaperhouse.com right now, or it's probably live. It's live. This video is going up once we're already live. Anyway, I want to test out those emails that are going to send out once we go live. So it's just an email saying like we're live and all of the good things that are going to be included in that email. I also want to test a couple of follow-up emails, like in case I want to send out some discounts to our legacy email subscribers, or also the first email newsletter, which truly looks like a newspaper. I just want to make sure all of those emails are tested out and they look good. They also send out properly so that nobody doesn't get an email when they're supposed to get an email. And I also need to test out the website right now, or at least at the time that I'm saying this, right now the website is just password protected, so you can't see anything on the back end, but the back end has the website ready to go. And so I want to test out the website itself, just click on anything that I can possibly click on to see if there are any errors, any like error pages, or something's not loading, especially the payment pages, because I don't want anyone to go through all of the hassle of going through the pages, clicking things and adding it to their cart, and when they're finally ready to check out, it doesn't work. So I just want to ensure that everything is as seamless and smooth as possible today, because it's the only time that I'm going to be able to do that. There's no other time really to test something like that, and so the day before is going to be all about testing. I will show you that process. Actually, should I try it now? Should I test it out now? I mean, that's what I'm going to be spending most of my day doing, so let's do it. Okay, this is a very weird angle. I apologize if it looks funny, but I hope you can see a little bit of my laptop here. I can't obviously show you the actual back end of things. There are just like private stuff in here, but let's start with the emails like I had mentioned before. I use an email service to send out my emails, or potentially, I haven't sent anything out just yet, but we have an email provider, sort of like MailChimp if you've heard of those kinds of things before, but it's not MailChimp, it's Klaviyo. and it is connected to our website. So anybody that signs up to the email list through our website, it automatically goes to Klaviyo. And then I have a bunch of different email templates in here that I plan on sending once we go live, starting with the most important one, telling people that we're live through their email. And you know what, just out of curiosity, let's see how many people have signed up. It is the day before, like I said. We have 25 people who have signed up, which is amazing. I honestly, the fact that people sign up to the email list before they even know what to expect and they are just signing up just because they are just so interested blows my mind. So the fact that we have 25 people that are interested and haven't even seen the product really, aside from the little snippets that I've been sharing on social, is so cool. Thank you so much if you're part of that 25. I'm calling these people the legacy subscribers or legacy customers, people who, again, are signing up and are interested before we even launch. And I would love to give something special to those people. I'm still working that out, and it wouldn't happen like immediately upon launch, so I have some time to think about it. But I would love to do something really special for the legacy subscribers. Okay, so, and I feel like that can definitely span across like anybody who signs up at launch as well. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. We're checking out the templates to ensure that they all work. I can give you a tiny little sneak peek. But this is what it looks like on the back end of, that's all I'm showing you. That is what it looks like on the back end. Those are all of the templates that I have. I have a bunch of them, and not all of them are going to be sent out as soon as we go live, but I want them ready to go so that when I do want to send them out, they're already there. I just need to click a few buttons and have them sent out to those who are signed up. So the question is, how do I test this? I guess I can send a test email. There's a whole option for that. I think the most important thing, like I mentioned, is to test the launch email. Okay, great. There's a preview and test button. Oh, great. I can send a test to myself, like my personal email, to see what it looks like. I also want to test to ensure that it will like trigger as soon as we go live, or do I have to manually send it once we go live? Either way, it doesn't matter because I'm off and I will have the opportunity to do that. Oh, great. Okay. It's sent immediately, which is great. It says launch. Oh, I have to edit the subject line. How do I do that? Oh my gosh. It looks so good though. Like the test email looks perfect. It looks exactly how I want it to look in terms of like design, color, aesthetic, all of that good stuff. This looks so good. Okay, I figured it out. So I basically set up an email campaign and I add in all of the things, all of the people, all of the subject lines and all of that stuff. And then I can either set it to send immediately, so I can do this the day of, or I can schedule it. I'm going to schedule it. However, I did come into an issue, which is exactly why we do the testing. It's not collecting all of the emails, all of the 25 people that I have so far. Another thing is too, like if I have more people sign up between right now and launch, which is 24 hours, like anybody can sign up in that time, I don't want to not include them. So I think I'm going to do this manually. I think it might be easier and I am able to do that. So I think I'm going to do that. But it was a good thing to test that out and ensure. I do need to figure out why there's only like 9 out of the 25 people showing up when I went to set this up. So testing going really well so far. One cool thing about working on a launch like this and having a long weekend is that I can kind of just lay on the couch and be cozy and also tell you about all of the things. But anyway, the second thing that I'm working on today, the day before launch, is marketing, which is basically just me talking more about Sunday Paper House on socials. Socials is the biggest platform where we pretty much get the word out on Sunday Paper House. And I have mentioned this in a video before, but you probably wouldn't know anything about Sunday Paper House if I hadn't been sharing it on Slow Morning Diaries as well. So I just want to ensure that I'm continuously posting about it on Slow Morning Diaries and on the new Sunday Paper House platforms, which are Instagram and TikTok. And I have a lot of content lined up, as you can imagine. I have a lot of content. I've been posting pretty much every single day for the past week on Sunday Paper House to promote, obviously, the launch. And tomorrow I have even more things lined up because I want to announce the launch, but I also want to show the products in depth on social media, not just on the website. So there's a lot of things that I need to ensure that I have ready to go, and I can just kind of plop them into the social media platforms, the blogs, the Substacks, the YouTubes, all of the things, and just hit post so that I can get as much word out there as possible for the launch. Obviously, I can't show you that in this clip right now. I'm just telling it to you because I do encourage you going on socials, especially Instagram and TikTok, because I'll be posting about the launch on Sunday Paper House and on Slow Morning Diaries on Instagram and TikTok, but I'll also obviously be posting this video on YouTube. I'm going to be on my blog. I'm going to be on my Substack. I'm going to be all over the place. So I do encourage you checking out, at the very least, Sunday Paper House on Instagram and TikTok. If you want to see all of the things that I'm talking about here, including product photos, including the product theme for our very first product line, I'm pretty sure the secret is out when it comes to the theme. The theme is Slow Mornings at the Farmer's Market, and we are launching on June 20th because it is the official start of summer, and I thought that would be the perfect date to launch Slow Mornings at the Farmer's Market, of course. So everything has been extremely intentional and thoughtful, down to the very minute details you would think of the launch date. So just a little bit of tidbits there. I think I am going to talk to you tomorrow, the morning of launch, because I really don't have anything else to share with you today, and I'm so grateful and thankful that I don't have much to share with you for the day before, as opposed to being like scrambling, anxiety, oh my gosh, I didn't get so many things done and now I need to do it all the day before. I'm a big procrastinator typically, so that tends to be the case for me, but this time around, we're all set to go, and I'm so excited, and I cannot wait to talk to you tomorrow on launch day. Good morning, friends. It is officially launch day. I thought that I would start this part of the day just talking about initial feelings, because when something big like this happens, there tends to be just a wave of different kinds of emotions, at least for me. And throughout an entire process of, I don't know, trying to execute a project, I am mostly excited in the anticipation part, in the building part. And when it comes to the actual day of, I always have this weird, kind of funky feeling. Excitement, absolutely, but is it as exciting as the anticipation part, the building part? It tends not to be, and at least for me. And today, I'm most certainly feeling that as well. I don't know, it's a combination of like the anticipation part is done. We're here, we're at the finish line. So the anticipation excitement isn't necessarily there. But two, like just making sure that I launch properly is something that gives me a bit of anxiety, and I always blame anxiety for so many things that I should be doing and I end up not doing it. It's because anxiety jumps in and I'm like, I have to launch perfectly. And so I'm just so dead set focused on that I don't even have the space to be super excited. And then a third thing, and I hope you don't mind, I hope you didn't hear that either. Ian just sneezed really loudly. But a third thing, and I hope you don't mind me going through these wave of emotions. I want to be as authentic and real with you as possible here. But the third thing, and it's probably the trickiest feeling, is creative U-turns. And I want to talk about this right now because in the whole Slowing Down with Art series, I also started The Artist's Way. I completed The Artist's Way. I've taken you through my experience, more or less, not like super thoroughly, but I've taken you along my experience and my wave of emotions when it comes to going through The Artist's Way. And this piece goes back to The Artist's Way. That is creative U-turns. And creative U-turns are, that's just a nice packaged way of saying doubt, self-doubt, and not really being confident in yourself and not being confident in your work, in your art. And that's where I'm at right now. I guess I keep summing up the success of this launch, and it hasn't even happened yet, which is crazy. But I keep summing up the success of this launch to be validation for my artwork, validation for being a successful artist, because I've attached so many of these things. So, like, doing the art, yeah, but also attaching the art to a business and then having the business be measurable in terms of success, that kind of trickles back upwards into the artwork and makes me feel like if the business is successful, that means my artwork has been validated. And The Artist's Way teaches us to not do anything of the sort. There's actually a section in the book that tells you, like, don't really go jumping right into monetization and creating a business, although that is something that is inevitably going to come out of The Artist's Way because we're trying to find success in particular ways when it comes to art. But there is a section there that tells you not to do that because of this very reason. We don't want to associate business success with the validation of our artwork. But anyway, all of that is to say, and hopefully this makes sense, all of that is to say that I'm having those creative U-turn feelings right now, and I have to constantly stop and acknowledge that I am doing that in my head, all attached to the anxiety thing, and tell myself that my artwork is good. My artwork is valid. My art is, art. It doesn't take away from the fact that it is art. But the success and the, I don't know, whatever the outcome is for today's launch is just a separate entity. And that is a little bit more trackable, that's a little bit more measurable. There are things that you can do, there are steps you can take for that. And I plan on wholeheartedly doing that because I love Sunday Paper House so much, and I want to put everything that I can possibly can into it. And I'm already starting off, at least in this mindset, I'm already starting off with the assumption that maybe it might not go well, and I should not be thinking that way. But it is a separate entity, and that has nothing to do with my artwork. So there's just a lot of things going on. Excitement, yes, absolutely. And you probably thought that I was going to start this off by like, oh my God, I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fantastic. And I do think that, but also in a nuanced way. I am kind of trickling down from the high excitement that I had while building the business and making it become a thing, coming down from that, as well as dealing with creative U-turns, and there's just a lot of things happening. And I think that's what's kind of interesting, exciting, nuanced, and human about us and our emotions and life. And I just want to share that with you. And hopefully that was as raw and real and as authentic as I can possibly start a launch video. All of that is to say I am extremely excited. And I think when I hit launch, like when I hit live on my website, I send out all the emails and post on social and start, doing the things, my excitement is just going to shoot right back up. But for now, let's just enjoy the calm before the very exciting storm, if you will. At this moment in time, I have already posted on social just one last post before we actually go live, just sharing a little bit of behind the scenes stuff. And we do go live in about 1 hour. So I will see you then. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Okay, I take back what I said. I'm scared. I'm nervous now. I have 6 minutes.
Open the door in the back and just give it a smell.
Okay. Online stores open to everyone. Oh my god. Oh my god. Online stores open to everyone. Okay. I have to put this mic down. I can't. All right, I'm starting to post now. Screw it. My eye is twitching. That's new. Okay, it is a little bit past launch. I just did all the things that I needed to do to launch, which was post on a lot of platforms, send the newsletter out, make sure the website is live and working and running and all of that. And now I'm not going to look at a screen for some time. I need to take a break from that. Otherwise, I think I will lose my mind because I don't know if you saw the energy when I hit live, but everything that I said in the morning basically reversed, and I was extremely excited, extremely nervous, and to a point where I was borderline shaking. So, needless to say, I think it's a good time now to stop, take a breath for a second, practice what I preach when it comes to, distancing myself and taking a break and slowing down. And I thought that I could do that by actually sharing the products with you because I haven't actually shown you what the products look like, what the launch product looks like. So I have shown this before. This is the little pouch that I have been walking around with, just of samples that I have for myself, not only for marketing purposes, filming purposes, but also sharing with retailers, just like bringing it around and showing them what the product looks like. So let's look at these pieces together, and they're kind of jumbled because, of course, I have been actively using them for marketing purposes. But the first thing I want to show you are the art prints. So these are, like I just said, art prints. You can use them for, I don't know, writing a card on the back. You can use them to be framed and put on your wall. You can just put them straight on your wall. I don't even think they need to be framed, especially because the paper is such fantastic quality. And so yeah, these are the art prints. These are all of the art prints. There are 6 total, and I should backtrack for a second and explain the launch, explain the product itself. So I have been saying it's a stationery business, but this stationery is based off of my artwork, and so every single launch is going to be themed around something in particular and something that I hand painted. You've seen me hand paint them on cotton paper. That is my preferred paper. I love that paper so much. I think it's really special. And once I paint it and I digitize it, like I've shown you throughout this series, I send it to printers so that it gets printed on finished cotton paper. So high quality, mindfully made from the very beginning all the way to the end. And this theme of art that I created was farmers market themed. I love painting fruits and veggies, you all know that. And so I thought that it would be perfect to do something that's farmers market themed so that I had enough time to paint all of these fruits and veggies since the beginning of the year and have it launch on the first day of summer, which is the perfect farmers market time. And so yeah, that's kind of like how things culminated, and this is the launch. Slow mornings at the farmers market. Everything is farmers market themed. Everything celebrates summer and abundance and all of the little joys that come with going to the farmers market, which you all know that I love so much. And again, these are the art prints. There's 3 different pieces of stationery, but starting with the art prints, these are all 6 of them. We have cherries, which I know people absolutely adore. Avocado, another fan favorite. Olives, which have apparently been trending recently, so I thought that it would be fun to throw that in. I also love how playful they are. Cherries, not cherries, tomatoes. Tomatoes on a vine specifically. I love tomatoes. Tomatoes are my favorite thing to spot at the farmer's market, so I had to include this one. This is the only one that has a blue background, by the way. Lemon, love me a citrus moment. And then orange, which I've shown the original piece to this on the channel before. One of my favorites. It had to be included in the launch. And as you can obviously tell, the background all has that really infamous farmer's market stand tablecloth, which I absolutely adore. And so those are the art prints. Again, on 100% cotton paper. This is actually like a cream cotton. I love the personality of that creamy kind of color, so it's not perfectly stark white. And then you have a little logo there. It also has a description of the print there. It says orange, and it's the orange. Again, you can use these as they are, as art prints, but I think it would also be really nice to write on the back and use these as like a not folded card. I don't know. But the next thing is this set. So these you can buy as a set or individually, but these are a set only, and they are note cards. These are kind of like those fancy notes that you add to a present, or if you are saying a thank you to someone, anything that you really want. And as you can see, the bands that I had shown before, this is the band that it was just on. And there are 12, I believe it's 6 or 12, you'll see on the website, but it is a set of note cards. So you get multiple note cards, and all of them, oh, I use that as a sample, but all of them have a cute little fruit/veggie on the top, which I absolutely love. Again, I use that as a sample, but absolutely love how delicate and simple these are. It's just very nice and dainty, which I think is perfect for a note card because you don't want to take up a lot of space when you want to write on the note card. So yeah, those are the note cards. I think these are so luxe and beautiful. Again, this is 100% cotton, and it's the cream cotton, so it's like a slightly off white. And then the last piece in the collection are recipe cards. The recipe cards ended up being a very last minute thought because we were going to go with something else. I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was like folded cards. But I decided to go with recipe cards because this product theme is farmer's market, and I thought it would be perfect to pair something very close to the theme in the product. And I think recipe cards are perfect because you go to the farmer's market to pick up produce, to make meals, to create recipes, and what better way to celebrate that than creating some recipe cards. So I won't guarantee that recipe cards are going to be available in the future, but they are definitely tied to this particular launch. So these are the recipe cards, and this is what the front looks like. We have the avocado there. All of them have their different fruit in the corner, and then we have recipe, date, servings, and time on the top. We have the ingredients, and then these lines are hand painted by me. And then on the back, again, we have the avocado. All of the other ones have the different design, and then it says directions. So you have a lot of space to put everything that you need to put in here. And then of course it has the farmer's market tablecloth around the edge. This one is not cream. It is that stark white 100% cotton. The reason why is because I tend to associate recipe cards with longevity, and I just feel like they will get aged and colored in time because you're going to keep them for a very, very long time. So I thought that it would make sense to have these more stark white, and then over time they will get their personality, if you will. And those are all of the pieces in the collection. I hope you like them. If you want to check them out, they are on sundaypaperhouse.com now, available now. And I am just so happy and proud of all of these pieces. We put so much time and work and love into them. Everything has been thought of from the very, very inception, before inception, to the final piece. So I do hope that you like them. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'm going to end the video off here just by saying thank you once again. This community has been part of my journey with Sunday Paper House since the very beginning, since before the beginning, actually, before I even told other people about it, told other people in my personal life about it. So you really have been the day one kind of people on this journey, and I just want to thank you for all of your support, watching the videos, liking the videos, commenting whenever you feel like commenting on these slowing down with art videos. I really appreciate it, and I'm just so thrilled that we've made it and I didn't make any creative U-turns down the road. And I'm excited to see the future of Sunday Paper House, whether it's in a stationery shop or in your home and you take a picture and you send it to me, whatever it may be. I'm so thrilled and excited for this new adventure. But again, sundaypaperhouse.com, available now. Thank you once again. I can't thank you enough, and I will talk to you in the next video.